Okay, you'll all join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 Clinton County Board of Commissioners meeting. As always, the first item on our agenda this morning is the opportunity for public comment. So if there's anyone here from the public who wishes to speak on any topic and you're not on the agenda already, now's the time. All we ask is that you remain respectful and brief. So, that being said, the floor is open. Good morning.
Good morning. The libraries of Rossville, Mulberry, and Michigan Town, and we wanted to make the commissioners aware of this. We have a public survey that's on the library's website, which could be found at www.myfcpl.org. And we invite the commissioners to take the time to complete that survey. We're asking for public comment on ideas on how the library can improve over the next 3 to 5 years. And so we just wanted to make you aware of that. If you wish to come to any of the library locations, there are paper copies of the survey, but we're trying to be a little more high-tech, and so, again, we invite you to go to that website and participate in that, and we'll continue to allow people throughout the county to know that that's available through the end of the month. So,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Okay, anyone else? Sheriff.
Two things that are not on the agenda.
Okay.
Rich Kelly, Sheriff, Clinton County. Two things. Probably the first, the intersection 700 North or 300 East, 700 North.
Mm-hmm.
I think was the intersection that the study was done on. Just Deputy Pelling had asked me if this was going to be put on the agenda and to kind of move forward with it. And I think for the whether it was going to be determined with a four-way stop, things like that, or any changes. So that's important coming into the winter weather and
Sure.
things like that. And with I think there's still a little bit of traffic on that highway, that roadway as well. Another thing was the retiree insurance.
Yes.
Where that project is at or where that program's at. Not a benefit to the previous sheriffs, things like that, or to me at all. But for the retirees that are leaving the agency, we do have a couple people that are at that point, and before they do retire, they would like to have the understanding that there was a program left for them. So
Right. So the first topic you brought up, I believe, is on the agenda this morning. I think we're going to put an all-way stop there. So that is.
Oh, it is.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah. And then secondly, I think the last time we talked about the retiree insurance, I think you were going to get me a list of guys who are retired and eligible and who are almost eligible to retire, right?
we can do that. Yes.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can have that to you today.
That helps me put a dollar figure on what it's going to cost, and that's going to help make the decision to how aggressive the council or the commissioners get with funding that. It's my intention to, we know that we have to offer it to them.
Right.
So my intention and hope is that we can have some kind of financial commitment to go along with that.
The timing of it is, I think in the next probably 2 years, we'll have new retirees.
You guys turn it over. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, they're just planning, and so the deputies are asking, so,
Yeah.
but,
So
very good.
To the extent you can give me an idea of
Yep.
how many guys are eligible that have retired and how many guys you think, like you said, here in the next couple of years, that'll give us a better idea of what we're looking at financially, because,
We can do
we
that.
could potentially make a huge impact in a retired
Fantastic.
officer's life with very little.
Oh, it's
financial
definitely something
investment.
that, should have been offered.
Yeah.
It should have been a program
I agree.
for quite a few years.
Yeah.
One other thing is, we do have a canine that has incurred some medical that will need to retire, and that's
Okay.
Canine Gunny, and he has lost quite a few of his, I would say, molars, and in that, it's to the point where he's not gonna be able to be serviceable. We've explored doing implants, but the implants would create a possible breakage in his jaw, and then the canine would be detrimental to his health.
Okay.
I mean, it would probably, the animal would probably have to be put down. So I'm going to send you the medical documentation so that you can consider it and to put his retirement, put him out of service permanently, and then we'll work towards, replacing him in the future.
Okay. I can't remember, typically when we do that, doesn't the dog remain with their officer?
The handler, and the handler has asked, Sergeant Joey Mitchell has asked to retain the dog,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where he's lost 5 of the 6 molars, and where they do the holding. So, and to take the aggression training out of them or the bite training out of them is too much of a risk.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we couldn't use him as a single purpose due to the fact that I don't know that we could take that portion out of him, and he could actually even hurt himself in a cage or a kennel as well. So to relieve us of the cost of the maintenance, things like that, it would be on the handler or on the person that takes the canine. So I'll send you the documentation through the vet and through at least one other medical company that had, helped us come to the decision that Canine Gunny is going to be retired due to medical. And he's 5 years old, I do believe, coming on 5 years. So not something that we wanted to happen, but something that we can't avoid. So that's all I have.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Okay, seeing no one, we'll go ahead and move on to the first item on our agenda this morning. And the first item is Danielle Majors from Howard Regional Health with the annual report. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Actually, Danielle is going to be passing out the
All right.
report to you. My name is Dr. Allison Bordeaux, and I'm the Executive Director of Operations, Chief Operating Officer for Community Fairbanks Behavioral Health, inclusive of our community Howard Regional. We're very fortunate to have 2 community mental health centers designated by the Department of Mental Health and Addiction with the state of Indiana, only 24 in the state. So very fortunate to have 2 of those. So we will briefly kind of go over, you have the report in front of you, you can definitely send it to you electronically as well. And we will be going over the report for our Clinton County residents and very much appreciate your support. So in total, for mental health and addiction for adults, we served 574 adults, 293 youth for a total of 867 unduplicated clients. Of course, a lot of our clients receive multiple services, and sometimes that's even per week. So again, unduplicated 867 clients. You can see our payer mix, pretty heavy with our governmental payers, Medicaid, Medicare, and then you can see our commercial and self-pay population. Our contractual write-offs were about $1.14 million. Our charity sliding scale bad debt write-off was about $81,000. And again, you can see our calendar year county funds received. And those really go on the next page to our unreimbursed activities, community outreach, emergency services. So when someone goes into our crisis department, for example, and then it's deemed appropriate that they need to go into our acute care and admission, that is unreimbursable services that are provided. So inpatient services to uninsured Clinton County residents, again, community coordination, emergency kind of response that we provide, crisis response efforts that we do in the county. So all of those are unreimbursed activities, and that's a lot of where the funding goes to help offset. You can see the number of crisis assessments in 2020. We had 39 already to date. 2021 to present, 42. Inpatient admissions, 28, and then for 2021, 24 to date. We are seeing an increase in volume that we don't even know what to do with, I'll be honest, across the board. In August, we had 5,113 referrals just to our access department alone, trying to get in for behavioral health services. We've seen such an increase, I think, really due to COVID-19 and a lot of individuals having increase in anxiety, depression, feeling isolated, hopeless, helpless, all of that. So we've really seen such an increase when it comes to volumes coming in for behavioral health services. I'm going to turn it over to Danielle Majors. She is the program manager here in Clinton County.
Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. Again, thank you so much for letting us present. I'm very proud of my staff and what we've been able to do over the last couple of years with COVID. Of course, that changes everything, right?
Sure.
And so, I'm really proud of what our staff was able to do. When March of 2020, when COVID really hit, we were able to really shift and pivot the way that we provide services. And within about 6 days, we were able to go to a completely virtual format, and then within 90 days, make a plan to do hybrid services, which we're able to continue today. And so that has been very helpful to be able to continue to reach out to folks. So those who maybe struggle to get out of the home would be able to provide more consistent services for them that we were not able to do before, which is very exciting. And then for those who don't have technology, we're still able to open our doors and create a safe environment for them to come in and keep our staff safe as well. So that's something that I'm incredibly proud of our staff. A couple of things that are not in the report that I just wanted to highlight as well is, unfortunately a few months ago we had that experience with NHK. And again, to brag on my staff, within the hour of that event occurring, we were already contacted, and we were able to start putting together a CISM team in order to go out into that plant and really support the crisis efforts that were going on over there. And we met several times with the staff and the leadership out there and able to provide them with some crisis care out there.
Awesome.
So that was fantastic. And then we have continued over the last year our Learning Breakfast series in partnership with Healthy Communities. They are wonderful. I can't brag on Healthy Communities enough. And being able to invite us in and partner with them to bring in some really qualified and amazing speakers to be able to provide education to not only service providers in our community, but just the general public. So a couple of other things that I wanted to highlight is, if you look on page 4, we talk a little bit about our patient experience metrics. So this is sort of a unique metric that we use at Community. We call it FIT, so Feedback Informed Treatment. And what this is 3 questions that we ask every person that comes into our care. And we ask them these questions to just check in with them. Are you getting the services that you thought you were going to get today? How was it? How is the quality of services? Is there anything we're missing? Is there anything we're not doing? And they rate us. And so you can see, and it's a 10-point scale, and so you can see the numbers. At least, we're hitting the 80% or higher in these conversations. We're hitting a 9 or higher 80% of the time. And so what it does is it gives us the opportunity, if they rate us lower than a 9, we can say to them, we can have like this conversation and say, thank you so much for your feedback. What can I do to make this a better service? And I just think that this has been a really great way to really create that client-driven care and create a really good experience for the client, so that way they feel like they're very invested in the care that they're receiving, and that we are attending to the needs that they feel are most critical. Couple of other things. So just kind of talk about some of the things that we are seeing. So if you look at page 6, so as far as substance frequency, our top 5 diagnoses, definitely we're looking at still alcohol. That's one of our top. Stimulant use is a close second, and then cannabis comes in third. We have actually seen a little bit of a decrease in the opioid epidemic, which is good. I think Clinton County is unique. They've had some amazing efforts that have been underway, especially with our ER. And so lots of praise to them and what they are doing, but we still continue to see that, still continue to treat that, especially through our MAT program, which is successfully operating. And then as far as mental health diagnoses, top 5 for youth, we have disruptive impulse control and conduct disorders, depressive disorders, and then anxiety disorders in the top 3. And then trauma is also a really frequent diagnosis that we see in our youth right now. As far as with adults, depressive disorders are soaring. I know Allison had kind of said that already, especially with our COVID epidemic. People are much more isolated, things are a little bit unstable, a little bit uncertain, and so we see a lot more of that depressive and anxiety kind of tendency, so we've been doing a lot of treatment there. And then bipolar and related disorders comes in close second. We see a lot of that, and so we've been able to increase our community-based outreach team, so our community-based services where they actually go into the community, work one-on-one with those who are in our severe mental illness population, and provide them with activities of daily living, things like budgeting, management of making sure that they have food to eat, making sure they're getting their medications. So lots of services going on in the community.
Wow.
Any questions?
You guys have any questions?
I have one.
Sure.
On page 2, you show the total that Clinton County residents that you've worked with. How does that compare to the previous year? Is it up or down, or have you seen more youth versus adults
as far as coming into services?
Yes, yeah.
Or, I'd have to look at the numbers exactly. I'd have to go back and look. I think they've been fairly consistent over the last couple
Okay.
of years, though.
Okay. And I would make, I guess, one other comment. I appreciate what you guys do in the community. I hear many good things when getting out. We obviously have had some discussions with you guys individually, and I want to highlight that we do have the Parkview home here, and I think it would be good to have cohesiveness working between you and them. And so if we can try and find a way to, whether that's quarterly or biannually, schedule some meetings to meet with Chris and just work together with him better, that would be something that, for me, I think would be good for our community.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd
Awesome.
very much so welcome that. So
Good. Thank you.
be happy to reach out to him and get that started.
Okay?
Any questions, Mark? All right. Thank you both.
Thank you.
We appreciate
you
the
so much.
partnership, and we look forward to continuing that, so. All right. Okay, next on the agenda this morning is Resolution 2021-15, and that is the dedication of bridge number 46 here in Indiana to Mr. Leroy Good. So I will first, let's get the resolution out of the way. I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2021-15.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion carries 3-0. Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you for the presentation.
Well, we'd like to present this to Leroy for your dedication of service to the county and country. And that's for bridge number 46.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you for your service.
No, you bet. Thank you.
Yep.
You too. Thank you so much. Do what?
Go ahead.
You guys, let's get a picture with Leroy.
I'd like to read this in Leroy's behalf. Today, I'm humbled and honored to have the bridge south of our home dedicated to my World War II service and preserving the history of Clinton County. I have lived on this route when it was Route 7, 500 West, and now the Gas Line Road for 73 years. Never expecting the privilege to have my name placed on the bridge. Putting cinders on the hill to keep everyone from skidding down, driving people up the hill because they didn't feel comfortable or safe. Watched the road go from gravel to blacktop in 1968. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize Nancy Hart for initiating this honor, to the county commissioners Jordan Brewer, Josh Utes, and Mark Timmons for making this honor possible. Thank you to my family and friends for sharing this honor. On this date, December the 7th, 1941, 80 years ago today, Pearl Harbor was attacked, which was the beginning of World War II. I reported to Fort Harrison in Indianapolis the next day for our physical. I was inducted on January the 12th, 1942, left for Camp Wallace, Texas, and gratefully returned home on August the 11th, 1945. God's blessings to each and every one for being with me today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Leroy. Thanks, Sheriff. Thank you for your service, sir. Okay. All right, right, the next item on our agenda this morning is to open the mowing bids for 2022.
You guys are welcome to stay or go,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you want
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, if you're ready to leave, I don't blame you. Okay. All right, we've got mowing bids. Sign that.
First one is Warren Landscaping. So it's a price per location for the Clinton County Courthouse. Mow is $80, trim bushes $500, mulch for $1,200 based off of 20 yards, aeration $150. For the health department, mow $50, trim bushes $60, mulch $80 for 1.5 yards. The Washington Avenue lot, $25 per mow. Probation building, $45 per mow, trim bushes for $130, mulch for $210 based on 3.5 yards. Purdue Extension Office, mow $30, trim bushes $150, mulch $225 based on 4 yards. EMS, mow $60, trim bushes $225, and $600 for mulch based on 11 yards installed. Highway 29, EMS building, mow $80. 2 East Washington Street, mow $30. Weed eat $75 per month, and that would be it. Next one comes from Smith Lawn Care. There's 3 copies, so. All right, property number 1, the Clinton County Courthouse and the county parking lot. So mowing, trimming, and removal of clippings from hard surface, $88. Lawn aeration, $190. Let's see, weed control parking lot beds, 3 times per year, $112. Landscape beds, preparation include trash and weed removal along with bed edging where needed, installation of 2 to 3 inches of mulch to landscape, that's $2,322. Trimming of trees, bushes, shrubs once or twice per year, trees over 15 foot tall are not included, $1,948. And then property 2 is the Board of Health, mowing $74, parking lot beds 3 times per year, $108, landscaping $284, trimming of trees, bushes, shrubs, $122. Next one is the property number 3, Washington Avenue lot, $36 for mowing, trimming, and removal of clippings. Next one is property 4, is probation office. Mowing, trimming, and removal of clippings from hard surface, $52. Parking lot beds, at least 4 times a year, $134. Landscape bed preparation, $296. And then trimming of trees and shrubs, $190. Purdue Extension Office, it's $34 per mow. Parking lot beds 3 times a year, $76. Landscape bed preparation, $298. And then lastly, trimming of trees, bushes, and shrubs, $188. And this to the EMS building here in Frankfurt. Mowing, trimming, and removal of clippings, $62. Parking lot beds 3 times per year, $88. Landscaping bed preparation, $966. Trimming of trees, bushes, and shrubs, $412. EMS East, $75 per mow. 2 East Washington Street, former Regents Building. Mowing, trimming, and removal of clippings, $34. Recommended, this is extra cost. It says due to lack of maintenance here, recommended an extra service of this session, which is weed control of $118. Landscape bed preparation with bed hedging, $584. And trimming of plants and shrubs, $386. That's it.
We need to
Okay.
Table that. or-
Yeah, we need to take those under advisement. We'll get a comparison sheet put out so that we can make a decision at the next meeting. So. All right. Next on the agenda this morning is Mr. Mike Waldron. here to talk about 700 north and 300 east.
That's correct. Study's been completed. It does constitute an all-way stop, especially during corn season, when corn is out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be now up to the board to take it under consideration,
Okay.
and if you want to pass an ordinance or what the process is. So,
Yeah. Tom, can we just make just a decision to have, I mean, does it need to be done in resolution or form, or can we just say, Rick, do it? Just have Rick do it. Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to place a four-way stop at County Road 700 East and County Road 300 North.
Motion for the four-way stop.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0, so. Rick, oh, you got it? Okay. I tell you what, if you want to go next, that's fine. We'll just put you right in there.
Morning.
Good morning.
As far as 300 east and 700 north, we've done all our locates. All we got to do is get the signs up now.
Awesome.
And we'll have to put up some extra signs for a while so people
Right.
get used to it.
Okay,
All right, so that's all ready to go.
awesome.
Right now, we're still crack sealing. It's nice and cold out. We can crack seal.
Okay,
Cracks open up nice and wide. We're hauling a little bit of stone right now with the extra guys. And we're trying to get some pipes installed in the road before everything freezes up tight.
okay.
And we have 2 tractors down at John Deere.
Oh.
Supposed to get them both back tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's good news because that one was a transmission issue.
Oh, wow.
So they had to break that tractor completely in half.
Mm.
So anyway, and we have one truck still down. It's been down for 6 weeks. We finally moved it to a different shop, so hopefully we'll get it back.
Okay.
And
Well, I'm sure it's just like everybody else. I'm sure parts are.
yeah,
everybody's waiting on
nobody can get
parts.
parts.
Yeah.
Nobody can get parts. And can I say something about the materials bid?
Sure.
We got a sheet on this, and
Yeah.
we have to, our stone comes out of, well, Logosport's got the low bid for stone, but it's a little farther to go to.
Right.
So we'll get as much as we can out of Logosport, but then we have Delphi, if we can go get stone, it's just 10 cents difference.
Right.
And as far as the hot mix is concerned, Milestone had a low bid, so we'll be getting our hot mix from Milestone. And cold mix, Central Paving is $96 a ton, and it's better stuff. So we're going to go there and get that. So anyway, and then the oils, there's really no other bids. So
Okay.
get the oils from the same people.
Well, I'll tell you what we normally do, and I'll run this by you and see what you think. I think usually we just approve all these.
Yeah.
And then you can just, that way, if there's an issue during
Right.
the year, you can't get something from one of them, you just,
Right, because some of this stuff, like the sand comes out of Thorntown,
Yep.
because it's close. And
so you can just take your pick of wherever you're close to, you know,
Okay.
if it makes more sense, because you know how it is, a little bit of difference in price is gonna be made up by
Right.
distance.
Right,
So,
right,
so-
thank you.
Yep. So,
That's it.
that's all you got? Okay.
All I
So
got.
we'll just go ahead and knock that out right now. If you wanna go ahead and, I'll entertain a motion to approve the, bid tabs for materials and supplies for, 2022.
Motion to approve all the bids.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0, so we got that. Done. All right, next on the agenda this morning is Liz. I don't see you, but- Oh, there you are, I didn't see you. Good morning.
Subtly tucked in the corner.
Yeah, you were hiding.
I've got a couple things this morning. One I need some feedback on, and the other is just informational.
Okay,
So first off, just by way of some review, if you recall, we were working with Invenergy on the decommissioning
correct.
requirements for the solar farm north of town.
Mhm.
And the way the agreement reads, both the county commissioners and the area plan commission have to be on board with the companies and the methods used for
Right.
that estimate. And initially, some estimates were provided that were widely disparate and led to a lot of questions. So Jay Moore, the area plan commission attorney, he actually put a ton of time into coming back and working with Invenergy to get a more detailed, more precise list. And we then got two estimates back that seemed to be much more realistic and targeted. Jay was much happier with them. And he felt, and I'm sort of speaking on his behalf here, I think he has a greater understanding of some of this than I do.
Sure.
But of the two companies and the two estimates, one of them gave us back numbers for every item that was requested. The other was a little more vague. I think his general feeling is that he doesn't see an issue with the estimates provided this time, if everyone else finds them acceptable as well. But he would recommend that we let Invenergy know that we feel that Santec seemed to actually follow the format requested and include everything. So he felt more confident in their numbers. But I believe that was his general feedback, and of course, up to the commissioners and the Plan Commission, what your opinion is. Invenergy's waiting for some feedback before they move forward and actually firming up and contracting with someone, getting those decommissioning financial guarantees in place.
Okay. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I reviewed it. I felt more comfortable with Santec and going with that option of the two. And I think letting them know that I believe this has to be done every 5 years, but that
Yes.
we want it done in a consistent format between both companies or however many they choose to use so that we can compare it relatively the same.
Yep. And we get some say in that as well, with the way we have things set up with them. If we don't like a particular company at all, or we feel something's completely out of line, we're, like we did this time, we're able to say, wait,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, yeah, they've been, Invenergy's been a great company to work with in
they have been.
in all respects. So, yeah, I would echo Commissioner Brewer's sentiments on that also. So,
Me too.
Yeah.
A lot more
Fine.
complete.
yeah. So,
Okay, so I think formally I probably need a motion that the commissioners would prefer Santec's, and that you're okay with the decommissioning information provided to be a base for them to move forward.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve Santax to move forward with decommissioning.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. It's
All right, I will take this to the Plan Commission tonight, and then I'll provide feedback. I guess if for any reason the Plan Commission and the commissioners have disparate opinions, then I'll talk with Jay, and we'll figure out how we sort that out. So the second item is more of a heads up, and Josh, I think you probably are somewhat aware of this, as you were copied on some of the same emails.
Yes.
But we recently went through, and it's a standard thing, we went through our full floodplain review from DNR. Did not have any issues or citations. Everything was in order. Our floodplain permits were as required with the detail that DNR expects. So those were all good things. But one of the things that came out of that, and not atypical, is there's been some changes in what the state and the feds like to see in the ordinance language since our last update of the floodplain ordinance in 2011. So they're requesting that we amend and come up to what they want. And I say requesting, but we need to proceed with trying to get them something. They've requested a draft originally at the end of January, but I replied just because of what's happening in my office. I thought it would probably be end of February or March before we could get them a draft by the time it goes through our process. But what I wanted to make you aware of is anticipating that we're going to be having some ordinance amendments for the floodplain. And then
Okay.
I've also got a list of some other more minor items that we'll probably try to clean up a little bit while we're at it.
Great.
And we'll try to keep you guys in the loop as we work through that process.
Yep.
That's all I have this morning, unless you have anything else for me.
I do not.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda this morning is we have an agreement for services and support from CSI Redaction. Beth Keeney could not be here this morning. Her office is a little short-staffed today. So she had planned on being here to go over this, but this is nothing more than an extension of what we do every year. Nothing's changed. So we just need to get this approved so that she can go ahead and be ready to go for next year. So I entertain a motion to approve that agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the CIS redaction service and support agreement.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. We need to sign that.
Yeah, all three of us.
Okay. All right. That wraps up the agenda, so we'll go ahead and move on to old business. We have a fuel bid. It was on our last agenda, and that came in during the interim between our last meeting and this meeting, so we had one bidder, which was Co-Alliance. Tom, are you going to be upset if I read this bid?
No, go ahead, please.
So every year they give us our choice of a floating price. 70,000 gallons of E10 gasoline. So we have a float price of $2.55 a gallon. And then for 100,000 gallons of diesel, we have a float price of $2.83. So, as you know, that float price means that we could be subject to whatever the whims of the fuel market are as the year goes on. So we could end up paying a lot more, but we also run the chance that we could pay less. So, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but you never know. So, and then we always have the option for a fixed price, which is what we typically go with every year because we know what we're going to be paying. We don't have to run that risk. And so the float price is a little bit more for gasoline. So for 70,000 gallons, it's at the fixed price, $2.62 a gallon, and off-road and on-road diesel are both at $2.71 a gallon. So I like to gamble with my own money, but not the people's money. So my recommendation would be to go ahead and take the fixed price. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the fixed price of the fuel.
Second.
okay. Motion carries 3-0 to approve the fixed rate for the fuel bid for 2022. I don't believe there it is. Okay, we have a pay app from Atlas Excavating, pay app number 15 for the infrastructure project that, for the wastewater treatment portion of the infrastructure project. So we just need to give that our stamp of approval and Britt can get them paid.
I'll make a motion to approve pay app 15 for Atlas Excavating.
Second.
Okay. Motion carries 3-0. We have pay app number 2 for McGuire Iron. As you recall, McGuire Iron is the company who is constructing or currently fabricating the 500,000 gallon elevated water tank that's going to be placed at the interchange. So they're busy working on that right now in their shop, and here in the spring they'll get after getting that thing put up. So I'll entertain a motion to approve that pay app.
Motion to approve the pay app for McGuire.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Okay, the only other thing I have under old business, and Sheriff, are you still here? Sheriff leave? Is he gone or is he coming back? Okay.
You want me to go? I have one.
Okay.
I'll go ahead. We had done a drainage project through County Highway at Kelly Road and had some crop damage on the tenant farmer there. I believe it was 0.67 acres. He got me the yield data, price data, so to reimburse him
Oh, yeah.
$882.90 to Carl Dunn. I guess I'll make the motion to reimburse him of that payment, and we'll get him taken care of if that's all right.
Second.
Motion carries 3-0 to compensate Mr. Dunn for crop damage as a result of our ditching project there we did last summer on Kelly Road. Sheriff, I have one more thing for you under old business. Have you taken steps to correct the violation of the nepotism policy at the Sheriff's Department?
Well, that, I have talked to the attorneys, and
Okay.
they'll get something put together. And,
Okay.
And as far as initial request when I took office was that clearly the wife was going to be the matron as well as commissary manager. So
Okay.
with that, I kind of left it with the attorneys, and I'll have them reach out to you.
Okay. think what we'd like to do, because we've been tasked by the State Board of Accounts, is that's one of the things that was our deficiency that we needed to deal with. So I think this was the first step in addressing it with you here today. And then, so what I'd like to do then is have some kind of definitive answer from you on what steps you're going to take at our next meeting. Do you think that's possible? I think we're meeting on the 20th, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay. And then that way we can try to reconcile this
Absolutely. Well,
between ourselves
and that's
and
like in the beginning, it was to be provided, the proper paperwork from County Attorney Tom Little, that it was clearly that there was going to need to be a nepotism letter, as well as the other forms of everything from SBOA to conflict of interest and whatever contracts that the county wanted. So from that point forward, it was my understanding that the nepotism, because it has been done in the past and is not something new that this county isn't entertained or had somebody that was a relative working. So in that aspect, I had and was waiting or had taken an assumption that the county attorney had already provided that and everything was taken care of as far as the nepotism goes.
right. I understand that. So I'm not here to debate you on what has happened. I just know the report came out. I got to deal with it.
And I think by the next meeting, we'll definitely have something to be able to do for that and
Okay.
address it with a definitive answer.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll make one comment because that's factually incorrect. The nepotism policy took place January 1 of 2019. So yes, before there was positions in place that would have violated this policy, but it took place starting January 1 of 2019. So all of that beforehand is irrelevant to the current situation going
And the
forward.
advice the county attorney provided to me was incorrect. And that's
Well,
my comment. Thank you.
I can't go any further with that.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah,
here?
go
So,
ahead, Tom.
Sheriff Kelly did hire Jay Moore to do his negotiating with him with contracts. As soon as Jay Moore was retained, I stepped out of it. And so I just had direct communication with Jay. I reached out to him a few times, never heard back from him in reference to that. So once somebody hires private counsel, I can no longer do any more work for them directly. So that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah. And, I think the report came out and we've said publicly, as well as we need to address it here, that it speaks for itself, but it highlighted many areas of misconduct from your office. The fact that conflict of interest, violation of the nepotism policy, unauthorized payments, just to name a few of the things. And so I know you're getting defensive and coming back at us,
No.
but this isn't us. I mean, this is the State Board of Accounts. This is our highest authority of financial auditors in the state. They know what they're doing. And when we filed our initial injunctive relief in March, this was the reason we did it, to to have this report come out, and it came out, and it told us what we need to do. One of the things we need to do is address the nepotism situation.
Absolutely. With that said, I'll have my attorneys reach out to
Okay.
Mr. Little or to the board.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to try and bring some resolution to it, but hopefully by our next meeting, we can get that squared away, okay?
That'll work.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Sheriff.
Yep.
Okay, guys, you have anything else under old business? Okay. New business, we have the independent contractor agreement for 2022 for the SHARP program, which, as you're well aware, we participated in that for the last 2 years, so that's something I would like to see continue.
Yeah, nothing's changed from.
Yeah, nothing,
Nothing's
it's
changed.
just a standard boilerplate agreement. Nothing's changed as far as financial commitment or anything like that, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the contractor agreement for the SHARP program.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. All right, we also have the holiday schedule for 2022 to approve. You guys had a chance to look over that, or have any corrections
I
or
have not.
adjustments you'd like to make?
It was fine with me. I didn't.
We're just adding Juneteenth, and then we're changing the Christmas. I had it as Thursday and Friday,
Okay,
and now we're changing it from Friday to Monday.
perfect.
So the Juneteenth adds a holiday?
That's a federal holiday, correct? Yeah. So
I believe these are
they're
all of federal.
Yeah.
And
So,
with the addition of an extra day for Thanksgiving and an
Correct.
extra day for Christmas. So I'll make a motion to approve the 2022 holiday schedule for Clinton County offices.
Second.
okay, motion carries 3-0. Can I keep that?
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, department heads. Any department heads have anything to report? Hey. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Just an update, last week, Colleen and I took two of the shift supervisors, we went to Raycom
Yes, I
to
saw
see the
that.
staging of our Motorola equipment. Raycom is there, they came yesterday, they started doing some cabling last week, the end of last week. They came yesterday, and our radio equipment will probably be installed this week. So they are
Awesome.
working on that. Yeah, we're excited about it.
Things are
So, yes,
headed in
it's
the right
going
direction.
to, yes, yes. So, you do know, when we did the original purchase, we had the 4 positions, and then we had purchased the 2 positions to have at a backup
Yes.
at Frankfurt Police. So we were kind of like, obviously, I don't want computers sitting in a box.
Right.
I was thinking we were going to probably ask permission to put them in the EOC. And then when we were at Raycom last week, Jim with Raycom said, what about your offices?
Oh, cool.
They're going to go in my office and Colleen's office.
Oh, awesome.
We will take, essentially take us to 6 positions immediately. You know, I come out of my office, or Colleen, if they get busy or someone's at break, you know, I have to grab my headset, get out there and get logged in. We're already in our computers in our office. So it's essentially a full position right there, other than I can't answer the 911 calls.
Sure.
But, you know, moving into severe weather, you know, things like
Right.
that. So
One more
I'm
set of
actually,
ears.
yes, excited about it.
2 more.
I called Tim and said, hey, can you come down, thinking we were going to have to move like a printer. And, you know, again, Tim seems like we can just purchase a mount. So our radio monitor will mount above mine and Colleen's current positions. It'll essentially be just like out in dispatch. So excited about that. I think that, you know, and we're going to be utilizing them. So they're not just going to be sitting somewhere. So excited about that. So we should have those up
That's
and
awesome.
going by the end of this week. And one other thing I just wanted to kind of say, Angie McCarty,
Yes. I was gonna
she's been
ask
with
you.
Clinton County for 25 years as a dispatcher. She didn't want a big party, but we did have our Christmas dinner carry-in Sunday evening, and we did present Angie with a plaque for being a dispatcher for 25 years. So we did present her with that Sunday evening. So she will be retiring January 1st.
Okay.
Other than that,
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, yes.
So is she the longest, or is she the longest tenured, or is it you?
Like probably total I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am, but yeah, so and she's,
Yeah.
so.
That's awesome.
But yes, so we're excited for her, so I don't have anything else unless you have anything.
I do not.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Renee. Any other department heads? Okay, seeing none, move on to commissioner reports. You guys have anything to report?
No, I do not.
Okay. About you,
I
sir?
have one thing in regards to our fairground project.
Yes.
It's actually today from 9 to 4. We're on standby call to receive our variance request for the bathrooms. It's in front of the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. Passed it on to, I believe it's the Fire and Building Commission. So hopefully we get granted that request, and we can have a few less restrooms at the site rather than what is required by the code.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I understand.
but other than that, we had a good time at the commissioners conference. We're able to network with other commissioners as well as learn a few things in the session. So that was last week. That's all I have.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good. Okay, I've got a few things to bring up. The EMS system is now fully functioning. We're running out of Boylston now, so we've got a new dispatch protocol that you and I attended a meeting with the supervisors of the EMS and Renee and EMS Director Greg Miller. So that's all been working well, as far as I can tell. You know, we've already cut some run times down by, you know, in half by having that truck in Boylston. So it's been, it's already, you know, paid huge dividends. So I'm very happy to say that that's all functioning correctly. One other thing that we do need to bring up is we need to bring up with IU Health. It's time to renegotiate our transfer agreement to make sure that we're utilizing our ambulances correctly, so that they're not out of town on transferring patients who aren't particularly an emergency, so that, you know, we could have them here in the county and be ready to answer calls. So that's something that I'm going to initiate a conversation with IU Health, and then Tom and I will probably go through that process of renegotiating that agreement. So I just wanted to get that out there. One or two other things I have here with the property at the Regions property that we purchased is, one, we have several businesses on the square that utilize that parking lot for parking for their employees, and I think maybe sometimes people park there and walk around and go to the business, or, you know, visit the businesses, which is fine with me. I'm not against that at all. But what I'd like to see is us come up with some kind of parking easement agreement, much like we did with Iron Man, for them to utilize half of our parking lot. Do something similar with the Regions parking lot. We can go contact the businesses, and they're all kind of on you know, that side.
Yeah.
I think there's, you know, there's Shelter Insurance, barber shop, and the flower shop. We want to make sure that they're taken care of. We don't want to do anything different than the past owner did. So we want them to be happy. So I'm going to reach out and initiate a conversation with each of those business owners and gauge how many spots they need, that kind of thing, and make sure that they're accommodated. And then we can move forward with, you know, what we want to do with that lot, long-term wise. So.
Okay.
So anyway, and then also the other thing, as part of that property over there, the people of Clinton County are now the proud owner of a billboard, which is something we've never been in the billboard business before. So in order to generate some every penny counts, as my good friend Alan Dunn likes to remind me of. And so I think what we're going to do is probably need to go through a process of figuring out how do we go about becoming a billboard leaser, and take steps to get that, you know, advertised and get that utilized. So I think probably the first thing we need to do is check with the city just to make sure we're grandfathered in and that we can still use it. So so anyway, just a couple of things with the Regions building we need to get out of the way. So let's see. I don't think I have anything else on my list. So, all right, we'll move on to claims. We have claims dated November 19th, 2021 in the amount of $26,356.49. We have claims dated December 3rd, 2021 in the amount of $49,858.11. We have biweekly claims dated December 7th, 2021 in the amount of $530,539.19. And we have court claims dated December 7th, 2021 in the amount of $24,913.14.
Motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve claims. In the matter of payroll, we have payroll dated November the 5th. November 5th? Or December 5th?
I bet she put it on there wrong.
December 5th, 2021 in the amount of $409,791.28. We also have payroll dated November 5th, 2021 in the amount of $1,036.60.
Motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Should that be December also?
Yeah.
The second one?
Both of them.
Yes. So you got a motion to approve payroll?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Everybody gets paid. In the matter of commissioner minutes, we have minutes dated November 15th, 2021, and we have an executive session minutes dated November 1st, 2021. I'll entertain a motion to approve minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Is there any other business that needs to come before the Board of Commissioners this morning? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.